way. This is Jeff, your host of on the Runner's Desk here at RUNNERGY.com, and today I am sharing with you our top 5 picks of Nike as of the date this was posted in 2020, and here we go. Why you would want to get a Nike in the first place, and the reason, in my opinion, is because Nike is a very performance-driven brand, and what I mean by that is that they tend to have a very fast and frisky feel to them, but there's a reason why and how they get that way. And the reason is Nike tends to build their shoes on a narrow platform. Let me explain. I'll have a picture right in here so you can see what a platform is. And what that does is as you have a narrower platform, it's kind of like a road bike tire, less ground friction, and it also tends to make the shoe lighter. Okay, so that is one of the key things that makes Nike feel the way they do, very performance driven, is that narrower platform. But keep in mind, with that narrower platform, if you have a wider foot or a really flat foot, or you need to put an insert in the shoe, that could be a problem, as your foot or the insert might actually hang over the side of the shoe because the platform is narrower than your foot or the insert. So in my experience, I have found that the Superfeet inserts fit fairly well in them on that narrower platform. Now, if you have a custom one, you want to make sure that that they fit well with each other. Okay. Our top 5 picks for Nikes as of the date of this thing being posted in 2020. Also, I want to let you know we are going to have a bonus pick as well. So we're going to have the 5 plus an additional 1 extra bonus pick. So stick around for that at the end, and let's get started. Okay, the first shoe on our list is about as a core shoe from Nike as you can get, and it is the Nike Pegasus. As of right now, it's the Pegasus 37, and this is just a very lightweight, neutral shoe for someone with a neutral foot gait. It competes with shoes like the Brooks Ghost, the Asics Cumulus, or even the 361 Meraki. And again, what Nike has is that kind of lighter weight, more performance feel in their offering of the Pegasus. And so you have a little bit lighter weight shoe, just barely over 10 ounces, I believe, in a size men's 10. It is actually a little bit less expensive than some of the other shoes in that category. Many of them are $130, and as far as I see right now, the Pegasus is actually $120. So you get a good value. It also comes in widths, not in narrow as far as I see, but it does come in widths. Again, so if you're just looking for a Nike that's a lightweight, day in day out type trainer, that's neutral posted, there's no pronation control in there, it's really hard to beat the Nike Pegasus 37. Now the next shoe on our list is kind of the sibling to that Nike Pegasus. It is the Nike Zoom Structure, and what the word structure means is that it does have some medial control or some pronation control built into the shoe. So it's kind of like a Pegasus for someone who does tend to overpronate somewhat. It's going to give you some good stability, but not comparable to some of the other brands, again, in my experience, by what I've seen people running in them, like brands and models like the Brooks Adrenaline or the Asics GT 2000 series. So those are probably the 2 leaders in that category. That's why I mentioned them. But again, the Nike is going to have a more performance feel because of that narrower platform. Nike Zoom Structure 22, again, it's also at that $120 price range, which is definitely, I believe, less than at least the Brooks Adrenaline. So if you're looking for a stability type shoe from Nike, you like that performance feel from Nike, take a look at the Nike Air Zoom Structure 22 as of right now, and that's our pick for basically our stability shoe from Nike as well. All right, moving on. Now our next shoe here didn't really start as a core shoe from Nike, but it's kind of turned into a core shoe from them, and that is the Nike Air Zoom Terra Kiger. Looking at my notes to make sure I get all of those words in there. And that is a really cool shoe. It is a trail shoe, so it's a little different than the Pegasus and the Structure. It is our first offering to you that is a trail shoe. Now they do make the Nike Pegasus in a trail-ish version, and we'll also add that into our description down below, which, by the way, we'll put links to all of these down below. As we mentioned in our disclosure, we don't sell anything, we don't profit from any of these things. We are just here to inform you because we like to do that. So our trail shoe pick is this Nike Air Zoom Terra Kiger 6. And this is a little bit different than many of the Nikes. This one has what we call a lower heel drop, and because of that lower heel drop, it actually gotten a very big following with a lot of ultra runners who want a little more of a natural position out there, you know, for hours and hours at end. They don't want that higher heel. We'll have videos on the differences of the heel heights in shoes. But just keep note that this shoe does have that lower heel. My understanding is that it's around 4 millimeters. So if the front is 20, the back is 24. Nike doesn't disclose on their website what the stack heights were, so we don't know. But I'm going to guess it was probably around 16 in the front and 20 in the back. It's just my educated guess on that, so don't quote me on that. And again, if you like that higher heel lift, you can always get that from that Pegasus trail shoe. So if you're looking for a Nike trail shoe, we do recommend, our pick is the Terra, Zoom Terra Kiger 6. And on the side, that Nike Pegasus trail if you prefer a more kind of road trail friendly shoe, or if you want that higher heel lift and maybe a more cushioning shoe. Number 4 pick is kind of our budget model from Nike, and this one looks really quite interesting. It's called the Air Zoom Winflow 7, and it actually goes for $90, so it actually keeps you under the $100 range, and it really looks quite comparable to the Nike Pegasus. It's kind of like maybe a little sibling of that one, and it looks like it has almost all the same features. It has very good reviews on Nike.com. It has like near 5 on there, but even still, it has a very high review rate even on Amazon. And again, for $90, you're getting the Zoom Air in the front, Zoom Air in the heel, and it also it does not come in widths. So again, so far the only 2 shoes that I believe that come in widths are the Pegasus and the Nike Structure, which makes sense. Those are the key core shoes from Nike, is that Pegasus in the neutral category, and then the Structure being the lightly pronation control sibling of it. So, but for a really good budget shoe under $100, and basically looks like it's very similar to the Pegasus, you have the Air Zoom Winflow 7. So I also want to mention that you can also find us on Facebook and RUNNERGY.com. Of course, our website, RUNNERGY.com, is where we also post everything on there, as well as including our blog. So make sure you check out our website as well, RUNNERGY.com. And our number 5 shoe, Nike shoe pick for 2020, as of this video being posted, is the Nike Air Zoom Fly 3. And this one, we are picking it because it's just kind of unique. And what it is a heavy cushion shoe from Nike, which means it's going after that kind of Hoka 1-1 customer, where it's kind of an over cushioned shoe, but again, you get that Nike performance thrown in there with that carbon fiber plate put into the front. It's kind of like a springboard, which was inspired by the Vaporfly, which is $270, which is why we're picking the Zoom Fly 3, because it's a mere $160. So still very expensive, but it's very lightweight. It's our kind of lightest weight shoe on the list so far, at least, and and the first one to be under 10 ounces. One of the things to keep in mind with this shoe is that it has the way it gets all that cushioning is by raising the stack height. So it's got a fairly high stack height. The front of the shoe is 23 millimeters and the back of it is 34. That's an 11 millimeter difference, which is fairly on the high side, especially for something that is 30 plus millimeters in general. I haven't ran in the shoe. My experience with other shoes like that, and the word that I have heard from it, is that it can feel very disconnected from the ground, kind of like a Hoka 1-1, but Hoka 1-1 has gotten better at getting that feel in there. This shoe, because of the narrower platform that Nike has and higher off the ground, I would imagine that it's going to be like a building where it can sway back and forth. And so if you're going straight forward, it's going to be fine. I certainly wouldn't personally take this shoe on a trail. I would feel very disconnected to the ground. But because of that stack height and that narrower platform, I'm a little worried about, especially going through corners and sharp turns. I think this shoe is going to feel very disconnected and high off the ground and unstable feeling. With that carbon fiber plate in there, the shoe is really designed for a mid forefoot striking person who lands on the mid forefoot, maybe comes back on their heel, not for someone who really does long strides and lands on their heel. So anyway, that is our number 5, and it is the Zoom Air Fly. Go check that shoe out if you're looking for a lightweight, performance-y, very heavy cushioned Nike shoe. As promised, we are getting to our bonus pick, and that's coming up right now. Okay, we really appreciate you making it this far, and we have our bonus shoe, and this is probably my favorite one on the list, and that is the Nike Air Zoom Streak 7. I just couldn't resist putting that on this list. It's basically really more of a racing shoe, but if you are looking for something that's just kind of a minimal, super lightweight shoe, again, you want Nike. The Zoom Streak has always been a very strong competitor in that racing flat shoe. Nike, of course, is known for their athletes, for their performance. Zoom Streak 7 here is no exception there. Great racing shoe. Again, you can use it as a really lightweight shoe if you can run in something very minimal. Again, remember, the only way you get a shoe to be really lightweight and minimal is to take away some cushioning and take away some support. So it is not going to be the most supportive shoe on this list or the most cushioned shoe on this list, but it's and again, what's really weird is Nike does not have the weight of the shoe on their website, which is very odd. I'm going to guess it's around 6.75, somewhere around there, for a men's 10, so imagine your size. It does have a little arch strap in the middle of the foot that's nice, that kind of helps secure the shoe on your foot. And I think the only thing I would be a little wary about with this shoe is if you look at the bottom here, we're going to try to get a picture of the bottom. It's got kind of a, I don't want to say honeycomb, but kind of a potted opening bottom of the shoe. I'm a little wary that you might get rocks stuck in there. So that's one thing to keep in mind. I've had other shoes with this similar kind of open bottom with little holes and pockets on there, and I always seem to get really nasty rocks in there, especially considering that I know people, including myself over the years, that like using racing flats for trail running or trail racing at least, and having rocks get in there in the middle of the shoe here, especially like where it's located, right in the arch there, I believe. I don't know, I'll be a little wary about that. But anyway, it's certainly going to be a great road shoe, race day shoe, tempo shoe, maybe track workout shoe. I think this shoe would be fine for most people up to a half marathon. I think anything after that, you better be capable running in a marathon or something in a shoe this minimal. Again, and of course Nike does make the Nike Free, which is also very lightweight. It's not on our list this time, but of course the Nike Free is Nike Free. We'll probably save that for another video in the future. And so anyway, that is it. Thanks for watching, and if you like the video, please like it and share it and subscribe and all that fun stuff. Facebook, and we're on YouTube, obviously. We are on YouTube. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. So anyway, I meant to say we are on our website as well, RUNNERGY.com. So again, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one. I don't know about you, but I got to get running.